Hello, everyone, and welcome to the episode number 13 of JustDario Cigar Time. Well, today this is what I planned to discuss. I plan to discuss about the Bank of Japan monetary policy and what's potentially going to happen this week with a great debate between hiking and not hiking interest rates even more in Japan and what could be the consequences. I was planning to talk about the US debt ceiling problems once again and effectively the US Treasury running out of cash, so to speak, the first day that the Trump administration will be in office. And overall, I plan to wrap up putting all together and describing the mounting liquidity problems in the financial systems, how to monitor them, how to make consideration, and eventually how to anticipate the consequences and avoid being trapped into the mess that is going to come. However, this weekend has been anything but quiet. And all I plan to discuss, to be fair with you, who cares? I mean, clearly, what happened in the past 48 hours, and the reason why this podcast is coming out late, because I scrapped the previous one, it's beyond incredible. So I wake up. It was Saturday morning for me in Hong Kong, Friday evening in the US. And me and other million people see a post appearing on Donald Trump's Twitter account and Truth social accounts announcing the launch of a meme coin with contract address and so on. Of course, the first reaction of people that have been in the space for quite some time was his account has been hacked again. It happened before. So it's a thing that continued to happen, and perhaps this is once of those again. So it's a scam. I mean, it's not possible, right, that the incoming US president will launch a meme token few days before his inauguration. I mean, what kind of word is that? I mean, there are not even ways to calculate the probabilities of this event happening, right? I was wrong. This is the truth. And as I speak, there is an official Trump meme coin out there worth around, well, currently $40 billion fully diluted valuation. At some point was $70 billion in the largest meme coin ever in the crypto market. And as if it wasn't enough, now we have also a Melania meme coin that is currently worth, I believe, already around like 9 billion or whatever. And, you know, after I recovered from the shock of seeing all this happening, I then believe, and this will be the new topic of the podcast today, I then believe that it will be really worth spending some time for everyone benefit to understand what are the economics of meme tokens, what are the mechanics of the crypto market during a working weekend, during the weekend, and in particular, what is the importance of on and off ramp of fiat in and out of crypto for the trend in the crypto market. And perhaps after when you go through all these points, you will be able to better understand what's going on, what are the risks and potential, what's going to come next. So let's start with economics of meme token. Every single meme token is launched, and Trump official token was no exception, pretty much at zero value, 0.0000, many zero, one. Okay, that is what the true value of that meme token is. I know it sounds incredible to say, but follow me. After the first meme token is launched, people start to trade. Okay, and in the action of trading, effectively you have multiple actors respectively exchanging the contract or the meme for another asset or eventually fiat. Okay, the price of the meme token, like every other security, is being set by the last trade. Okay, so if the last transaction is worth $1 million at $1 price, or is worth $1 at $1 price, the price will be $1. Okay. However, and this is the catch, there is no business behind meme coins whatsoever. There is no utility, right? It's true that in some cases some meme coin saw some utility being added to it, and then the dynamics changed. But here in this very specific case, there is even a disclaimer. And what does the disclaimer say? This disclaimer saying that effectively you are trading something for fun. You're trading something that is worth it. And furthermore, buying that very same meme, you will also agree to waive your rights to participate or pursue a class action against the promoter of this meme. I mean, guys, it's written there, like in like plain English, that this is worth nothing. But this is the incredible point we arrived today, and to what extreme fiat money value has been completely detached from the real economy because of central banks' reckless policies. Now people are so willing to exchange something that is supposed to have value for something that the very same promoter say has no value whatsoever, because they believe someone else will come paying a higher price from that. And if this wasn't even enough, you start people seeing posting like technical analysis charts, whatever. I mean, guys, this thing, it's all fabrication of your imagination. All that's happening is greater fool theory at its best. And by definition, this thing is gonna go to zero at some point. It might take 1 year, it might take 100 years, whatever. But as per greater fool theory, there will be winners, but there will be way more losers. And the one that will remain with the contract in their hands when no one else is going to be willing to pay for them anymore are going to be the greatest fool and lose everything. Okay? I mean, in other words, this is gambling. This is not investing. This is not traders. So let's stop like trying to fool ourselves and trying to always create a justification for what's happening in order to feel better that what we are doing doesn't make any sense at all, right? Now, let's go to the next part. And the Trump token helped many people that were not so savvy with the dynamics of the crypto market to understand some of the mechanics a little bit better. And I'm particularly referring of what happened during the week and during the weekend. So, what's the difference between weekdays and weekends? The difference is that stock market, fixed income market, all the other financial markets are open, right? That means that there are many factors at play that impact the crypto market that have a certain degree of correlation. Correlation is a factor that goes from 0 to 1. And even if the degree of correlation is zero point 0.1, but a factor has an extreme movement, it can still impact the crypto market and whatever, right? So, as a matter of fact, going into Friday after market close and after OPEX, everyone expected a quiet weekend. Things were like trading silent. There's going to be a Trump inauguration. Let's see what's going to happen next, if he's going to really work for crypto and help the environment to grow organically and to really deliver real value and potential of people creating real application. And then maybe the bull run starts. But in reality, what happens? Bang! Trump meme token has been launched. So besides many people, including me, believing that that could have been a scam, because come on, is the incoming president? Like, how possible is this? Like, there is a certain like aura around, being effectively the most powerful person in the world and whatsoever. So there are some lines that shouldn't be crossed. You tend to believe, but we are in a completely different historical period, so we should stop like really thinking rational. So this token drops, and effectively at that very same moment, it's a zero sum game. So in order to buy Trump token, people had to sell something else. Okay. Why it is a zero sum game? Simply because banks are closed, right? But, and here it is the catch, even if banks are closed, people still have cash balances into off chain providers operating in the crypto market. What I'm talking about here. And here I will introduce the importance of on and off ramp. If you have fiat into a crypto exchange, let's say like Coinbase, okay, you have that balance. Coinbase is going to allow you to trade based on that balance every single day of the week. But wait a second, the banks are closed. So if you use that balance to buy a stable coin, okay, and someone else is not selling the stable coin for fiat, so the exchange doesn't match the trade, effectively the exchange is issuing a new stable coin itself. But of course, the fiat market is closed. So they need to wait for Monday in order to send that fiat money to Circle USD so they can issue a new USDC and compensate the balance, right? So there is always, for exactly what I described, an amount of fiat currency always available in the crypto system, even if banks are closed. Furthermore, exchange, payments provider, and whatever, they have capital like banks. So potentially they can even take a risk. They can even allow you to trade even more than what you own with the perspective of squaring up their balances as soon as all the plumbing in the system is back online on a Monday, even though what I just described is incredibly risky. And effectively, some people that didn't manage it very well, like FTX, ended up in a complete mess. By the way, this is the reason why, personally speaking, I keep everything in personal custody and outside these venues, like in the good old days of crypto. So because of these residual balances in the system, okay, people started to use those extra balances to buy Trump, but then, you know, the token started to go up, and then you have fear of missing out and whatever. So this balance is quickly run out. You started to see messages from payment providers saying, "Oh, we cannot process this transaction, whatever." So we were back to a zero-sum game again. But not all the tokens and crypto were dropping. You only had some. In particular, you had those trading on Solana. That is the same chain the Trump token has been issued. So paradoxically speaking, the Trump token acted as a drain of liquidity from all the other currency in the ecosystem at that very exact time. And you could actually see how a new popular meme token can potentially be detrimental for the incredible zero sum game in the system. You can observe this with the launch of the Melania token that made the Trump token crash because everyone was selling Trump and try to buy Melania as soon as possible. You see how crazy this dynamic it is. So you need to be very well aware of all these things when you try to play in this incredible market, okay? If you want to play. So what I just described and what was the thread linking all this concept is on and off ramp of fiat currency in and out of crypto. So let's be very realistic here. There are two types of crypto at the moment. One type is project that effectively are a utility. They are raising capital from VCs and in other form and building products. Okay. From another side, you have crypto that may have a utility in the form of a blockchain. They may have a utility, whatever, in the form of being backed by something. And then you have meme token and whatsoever. Okay. But across all of these, you cannot go around in a shop and pay with crypto, right? There are some jurisdictions that are starting to accept that. However, there is not like big fungibility at the moment. Even if, and then I give you a test, people that say Bitcoin is worth zero, okay, to those people saying that, then you should answer, okay, if it's worth zero, will you buy my Bitcoin if I sell it to you for $100? I tell you, everyone is going to say, yes, of course, because you're going to take that and sell in the market for $100,000. So clearly it's not worth zero, okay? Like a project with product fungibility and development is effectively an ongoing company, so it's not worth zero. So this means that because of lack of fungibility, you still need fiat money that is globally recognized as form of value still, even if less and less. obviously speaking, for all the problem that we discussed so far, needs to be brought into crypto, okay, to purchase new crypto. Why? Because let's make an example. I have Bitcoin. Bitcoin trade against dollar is worth 100,000 US. Am I willing to exchange my Bitcoin for Trump token? The answer is no, right? Because the reason why I bought Bitcoin at the very first place and I held it so far has been done with a specific type of consideration. And swapping this asset for another type of asset in a completely different environment and structure, even if there is a headline price in dollar, doesn't represent the same form of value I attributed that asset to begin with, right? So in order to feel comfortable, I want to have that same amount in fiat or in equivalent, right? So at every time, okay, there is this type of dynamics happening, globally speaking. But then there is a very important aspect. In order for the whole ecosystem to grow, similar to stock, bond market, and whatever, and so on, you need to have more demand than supply, right? And where the demand comes from the proceeds from the real economy, from other assets, right? So imagine I have a company, I produce a widget and I sell this widget for a profit. Those profit reinvested in crypto or in stocks or in fixed income or whatever are the ones that effectively create value and increase the value intrinsically in an ecosystem, right? Then in this crazy world nowadays, we have central banks printing money out of thin air and people believing that that money is still worth what is written on top of the paper currency. In reality, it's not the case because the purchasing power is decreasing more and more, but this is not the subject of today, JustDario Cigar Time. We already discussed it before, and it's not the point. The point is, in order for all this activity to grow in the crypto market, without direct fungibility in the system for people to be able to spend it right away, there is still this dynamic of value created in the real world in any way or shape, and then used to purchase assets in the crypto market. That eventually will create value in the real world, making it more efficient with blockchain payment, making it more efficient with the use of decentralized transactions with the using the blockchain in order to kill the cost of administration because people will be able to certify documents of states without going through all kind of layer of bureaucracy and all the costs involved. Um, Perhaps like tokenizing real world assets on the blockchain and effectively having a representation of a real assets that you can exchange freely and trade freely. Paradoxically speaking, making markets in theory even more efficient because you remove friction from the price discovery, right? All I described very briefly are potential application of the blockchain that will effectively increase the value in the real world. And people doing this behind crypto token are people with families, with salaries, with companies. Okay, so they act in the real world. So being able to take fiat currency from your bank account, from the banking system, and moving into crypto, that's very critical for the whole crypto environment. This is why what happens during the week and what happens during the weekend is incredibly different. And monitoring the amount of fiat currency that comes in and out of the crypto market is one of the greatest indicators to understand what's going to be the overall trend in the short time frame for crypto, if the overall value is going to increase or not. But remember, it's always a balance between demand and supply. So if the supply of token increases even more than the amount of fiat increases, then you shouldn't be surprised that the price of your token, even if worth or whatever, is not going up, simply because the liquidity is being diluted. And that's exactly what the Trump meme coin showed everyone, and then Melania meme coin showed right after. Okay, so, in order to wrap up everything I said today, okay, meme tokens of the likes of Trump have zero value. You need to be aware of that. Whatever you're doing with that is gambling, is not investing. Okay. the mechanics of the crypto market during the week and during the weekend are completely different. So if you operate in the crypto market, you're not aware of that, you better pay attention. If you're a newbie in the crypto market, you should really be aware of this dynamic. Otherwise, it will cost you dearly. And then, in order to understand the crypto market better, you cannot not understand the importance on and off ramp of fiat monies, the importance of fiat money balances present at every time within operators in the crypto market ecosystem, like exchanges or payment providers or whatever, and how these people will then rebalance their assets, hopefully, on a Monday, and then everything is going to be back online, and the plumbing that allows for the connection and the indirect fungibility of the crypto market in terms of value to the real world start, you know, resuming, and everything becomes smooth again. So thank everyone for listening to today's podcast. It was a crazy weekend. Thanks everyone for your support, for subscribing to my channel, for following me on Twitter in this crazy time. Hope you enjoyed, and talk soon.